Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today I'm going to share with you the newest Simon Says Stamp card kit. I'm going to share the contents with you and then one card sample, how I put it together at the end. So I'm going to, every month I struggle to get the items out of this bag. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys have a hard time. And I thought I'd taken out everything, but I will show you at the end what I was missing. So your candy, you get this little mini white envelope, a coupon code, and then 6 envelopes this month. They want you to be sending out your cards. So you get 2 silver, 2 white, a navy blue, and a pink. Then you have this new Distress Oxide ink in the speckled egg color. And then this great paper pack. And unfortunately, I don't have my sheet in front of me. I don't remember which company these were from. Some of these are meant to be scored and you can make them right into card bases. They're the perfect size, or you could cut them down and have a panel for your full card front. I didn't end up using any of the pattern paper in the card I make today, but it is my intention to make a few more cards using this stamp set, and the pattern paper will be part of that because they're really cute. And then we got this really cool, I haven't played with it, I just opened it, well, once I figure out how to get the sticker off, of course. And then open it up so I can show you guys. It's really shimmery and creamy looking type of paste, so I can't wait to use that on a project. I didn't use it today, but it's definitely something that is staying on my desk so that I can use. Then you get your inspiration sheet that gives you some ideas, a jumping off point to use all of these items. And then the cardstock that was included was a navy, a pink, a gray, and a white. And I have the stamp set. It's a 6x8 stamp set with this really long stamp with all of the houses. Home sweet home. Home is where the Wi-Fi automatically connects. Welcome home. A little airplane with some banners, some other great sentiments, some stars, the Wi-Fi signal. And then I was like, wait a minute, where's the postage die? So that had been left in my package. And then I'm going to take the speckled egg Distress Oxide pad for you and just swipe it onto some cardstock so that you could see this new color. And so getting into the card that I'm making, I am taking a regular white card panel and I am going to use the speckled egg distress ink and my Ranger ink foams. And I am just going to ink up this panel using the speckled egg, Salty Ocean, and Blueprint Sketch. To start with, I'm going to do about, it wasn't quite even. I did more of the Blueprint Sketch because really what I wanted was a nighttime sky. Because my goal was to use the sentiment that said, though we are far apart, we can make a wish on the same stars. So I wanted it to be a nighttime scene. I'm not going to show you all of the ink blending because I went through the first time with all of the colors, went back through them a second time, and then I will show you adding on the black soot. These are all Distress inks. These are my smaller cubes because I don't have a lot of these colors in Distress Oxide because I think I would like, I like ink blending with the oxides better. I just find I get a smoother blend. I don't have to work as hard, but that's just my personal preference. And then after I get the black soot all around the edges, note to you, don't do what I do. Get some Post-it tape, a Post-it note, blue painter's tape, something, even a scratch piece of paper to keep your fingers from getting all over it because I must have picked up black soot off of the table and I had it in my speckled egg, so it doesn't really matter too much for this background because my row of houses that I'm going to adhere down will cover that. But just for you, save yourself some hassle. Go ahead and ink blend with something protecting your fingers. And I went back through those colors all again after I put the black soot on. This I've sprayed with my Distress sprayer twice. I'm going to wipe up my table and then just put my microfiber cloth over it, and it gives you this great splattered effect. It wicks away that color, and then I'm going to use the Lawn Fawn liquid stardust, add a little water to it, and splatter that down to give more of a shimmery night sky. Then off camera, I'm going to show you the stamping. I apologize. We're going to stamp the row of houses using my stamp positioning tool. using some Gina K Amalgam ink. I do have to stamp it a few times. I colored it off screen using my Arteza Everblend markers and then put it through my Scan and Cut, and I don't know what the Scan and Cut thought I wanted it to do. I didn't really pay too close of attention. I just thought it was going to do the outline of the buildings, and boy was I wrong. It tried to cut out the windows and all, so it ripped up that sheet completely. So I, off camera, re-stamped it on a bigger sheet of paper, cut it out with the Scan and Cut first, and then colored it with my markers. Just some random, colors that I thought would look good together. Some blue, some browns, some grays, the trees, and, various greens. So it did go much better to cut it out first and then color. I don't know if the way I colored it made the machine think that it was areas that needed to be cut. I'm not really sure. I'm fairly new when it comes to the Scan and Cut. I just recently learned how to add the border, so not cutting up close to every item. So you learn, you watch other YouTubers, and I pick up tricks along the way, and sometimes you just got to push the buttons until you figure out what the thing can do. So if you have a favorite tip of something awesome that the Scan and Cut can do, feel free to leave it in the comments below, because I'm always learning. I appreciate everyone's feedback and what works well for you. That's the beauty of this great craft community. We all help each other. So here's my panel all set. It has been sitting for a little bit to dry, so the ink is all set. I am using Versamark ink, and I'm using the sentiment. It says it's just not the same without you here. Because when I saw this stamp set, I immediately thought of my youngest son and my dad, because my dad lives in California. My son is currently serving in the Army, so I haven't seen him since Christmas. So I heat set that using some Alabaster white embossing powder. And I'm going to do the inside of the card, y'all. And of course, this was a major screw up, so I'm going to only show you once. I'm not going to show you the giant mess that I made. I didn't have this tucked all the way in the corner. So when I went to go stamp it a second time, I shifted it, made a double stamp. So I ended up taking a new card base and re-stamping it. And I am stamping this using my Distress Oxide and Blueprint sketch. That color I did have, so I wanted it to match, but Distress Oxide stamp much better than Distress inks. So I'm going to stamp that twice. I've got the row of houses at the bottom, and then the sentiment again that says, though we are far apart, we can make a wish on the same stars, because that's what I think of when I think of my kid who is away serving in the Army, and I don't get to squeeze him, so at least I know we are under the same stars. So I am going to adhere this with some art glitter glue to that panel, making sure that it is not upside down. And then I decided it needed some stars. So I took Squeeze Lemonade Distress Oxide ink in my stamp block, living on the edge, not using my positioning tool because I wanted to stamp them multiple times. And sometimes it's just easier to use your stamp block. So I am going to get this trio of stars stamped down, and that is going to complete today's card. So if there are other projects that you would like to see from me, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.